meds. I actually just finished washing my face with soap bush. I got some soap bush from St. Elizabeth when I went on the farm over the weekend, and I'm going to be showing a video on it. But basically it's one of those bushes or leaves, herbs, what you want to call it, where you gather some and you push it under water and just put your hands together, put the friction, put your hands together, and then it actually starts to soothe. And people, especially those from our ancestors, basically used to use that to bathe, to wash them face, all of that. That was their natural soap. And it helped with the skin, whether eczema or anything. It was good for the skin, so they actually use that. And I got some, so I'm going to be using them for the week or until it finish, and until I can get some more. um, so yeah, so I'm going to be doing a video on that. So if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, do so, because there's a lot of content that will be coming out. So if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, and click the notification so that you are notified whenever there's a new video from me. So I post long form content, I post shorts. So please remember to subscribe so you don't miss anything that may be of interest to you. And you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, as I also share videos on those platforms as well. All right, so for today's morning meds, I am going to I use the morning meds sessions or live sessions to basically to share a story, whether it's a personal story or a story of that I know of, and so that we can get some insight and life lesson from it, so that that can motivate us or inspire us or teach us, you know, in our daily lives. And then I also try to go through the comments to see if there is any comment that I can reply or respond to. So that's basically what the morning meds session is about. But I am actually preparing my foot soak, so I'm going to show you my foot soak. Let me show you with how did it turn? Okay, so this is my foot soak. So there is leaf of life, cinnamon leaf, lime leaf, and these darker flowers, those are actually donkey, the flowers from the donkey peepee. That's the name of the plant, donkey peepee, and these are the flowers from the donkey peepee. The donkey peepee, this is, let me show you, looks like, this is the part that is good for the eyes. They are like nature's eye drops. Good. They say that it's good for glaucoma and other things, but that's the flower from the donkey peepee. And this is what we use. There's water in this, so we just break the tip off, and then it has water in it. And we use that water to liquid, I should say liquid, the liquid to as eye drops, as nature's eye drops. So yeah, and I also added some Epsom salt to this as well. With the hot water, I'm actually going to pour some more water in now, and then put my feet in there, trying to hold the phone and the kettle at the same time. All right, let's see if the water is friendly enough for my feet. Ooh, still a bit hot, so I wait a little bit more. In the meantime, in between time, let us, I put some plastic bags on the line because I went to St. Anne yesterday morning early, so I did a bit of exploring, traveling over the weekend. That's one of the things I love to do, travel. So local travel and also international when I can. So for local travel, over the weekend I went to St. Elizabeth. We toured a pineapple farm and I did a haul. I did my farm haul, so my groceries for this week. I did a haul on that. So again, if you want to see all of that, you can stay tuned to by subscribing, so you see that when that video comes out, you know. So yes, I toured that pineapple farm, but of course there are other things on the farm. So we learned about some other stuff on the farm. And I also went to YS Falls for the first time. It was amazing. Rain fell, but it was still amazing. I'm going to definitely go back. St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket parish of Jamaica, because basically most of the agriculture is there. So I'm definitely going to go back. In fact, I I strongly believe that St. Elizabeth will be the parish that my first retreat, the Radical Self-Love Retreat, will be held. Again, start saving. The retreat will be in 2026. So start saving, and possibly the early part, maybe between maybe within the first 6 months of 2026. Um, I'm hoping that that's when the retreat will be. So start saving. All right, so let's get into the story for this morning. All right, so years ago, because I am not a young chicken. So years ago, I went to prep school, and let's say I was somewhere between grade 3 and grade 6, and that would mean I would be anywhere between 6 and 9 years old. So somewhere between 6 and 9 years old, because I was between grade 3 and grade 6. I was on the track team, and PE has always been my favorite subject. Yes, I am weird. PE, favorite. Um, yeah, I loved PE. And one of the things that we used to do, I went to VAS, and VAS was I mean, they're still known for track, but at that time we were coming first at all the inter preparatory school championships. That's where all the prep schools in Jamaica come together to compete, to run, and we were always first or second. But mostly I remember I remember mostly being first, but I know there maybe were 1 and 2 years that we came second. um, and so we're competitive, so that PE would also be competitive. And how they used to do it for PE, the females would be in one line and the males would be in another line, and we would compete by running against. So the females would run against the males. So one, it made us strong. Well, for me, I was competitive, so yeah, man. So what they would do is they would line you up. Well, you after a while you know who faster than who, so they'd line you up according to speed, right? So the slowest to the fastest, that's how would be lined up. So the slowest girl would be running against the slowest boy, and then you'd run, come back, and touch the hand, kind of like a relay, shuttle relay kind of vibe. Shuttle you call it? I think it's shuttle relay. And you'd run, come back, hit, and stuff like that. And I would, so whenever there was PE, you'd always not want some persons. Well, for me, because I was competitive, I would not want some people on my side, because some girls were like really stoosh, and then would have run with them hand by them side, and no matter how you say run, no run, no run, they would be, they would take them merry time and stoosh up and run, and then some would be trying their hardest. You could see that, but you could see that that was all that they could do. But then some would be running like that there's more in them, right? But yeah, But there are some persons you would not want. Well, I would not want on my team because I know that you're too slow for my team. Anyway, one of those persons was actually a friend of mine who lived in my community. And so I would go by her house sometimes on weekends because her father taught piano. So I did piano lessons with her father. And after piano lessons, we would run around the block and would play games and stuff like that. And one day we were playing running because as a child, that's one of the things well, I don't know about these nowadays kids, but running, that's what you did the most as a child. Run, always, let's race, let's race, let's race. So we we said let's race. And so this particular person, a friend of mine at the time, my prep school, my primary school prep school friend, um, we were running, and I said, okay. So I said, you can get a jump. What we call jump is when somebody is slower, you put them in front of you, so they start the race, so their starting line is closer to the finish line, because you feel like you can pass them out, you can beat them. So you give them a little jump, you give them a skip. And I gave her a little jump. And then they set us off on the marks, get set, go. And when I was running, I realized she running up. She was running so fast. I mean, I eventually did catch her up, but the way how she is slow in PE, that was a totally different person. And at the end of the race, I said, but you can run fast, man. And she said, yes. She said, yeah, and she laughed and she said, yes. And I said, so why are you so slow in PE? And she says, because she doesn't want to be on the track team. So what would happen is they use PE to determine who is fast. And then if you're fast, they say to you, come to track training. Remember, it's a track school. Apart from being good at other things, we were also a track school. So if the PE coach or the teacher, the PE teacher, the PE coach sees that you can run, he's going to say, come to track training. So she, at that young age, knew that she didn't want to be on the track team. So what she did was to not use up her full potential. She basically ran slow, even though we were competing, even though people were cheering her on, run, 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 to the point that we thought that she could not run any faster. This girl was actually pretty fast. And I knew she was pretty fast because I was pretty fast. So if it was so hard for me to and I mean, I never beat her by much. It was almost a tie. And I was like, no man, you're fast, man. And taught, I mean, that taught me something, but I want to share what I got from that situation. One, you cannot, okay, so the first thing is put respect on your opponent's name. In other words, treat all opponents with respect. What do I mean? When you get to the line, and we're going to be metaphorical, or what do you call it, metaphorical, figuratively, whatever it is, whatever literature term it is. When you go to the starting line, you don't go there thinking, oh, my opponent's slow, or oh, my opponent can't beat me. Oh, yeah, you know what you are capable of. That's different, the confidence that you have. But you put that same confidence and work ethic into all your races. You don't change your work ethic because you think you're running against somebody who is slow. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so respect your opponents. Bring when you come to a race, you bring your work ethic. You don't change your work ethic or disrespect your opponents by believing that they are not good enough. You bring the same energy to all your races in terms of the respect to do your best. So now I gave her a jump because I was saying she's slow. So I give her a jump. And that is what sometimes we do in life. We assume that people can't be we assume that people are this or that. We make assumptions. Yeah, and those assumptions could really be based on something that, yeah, it would be a what you'd consider a good assumption, but never assume. That is a principle that I live by. Never assume. And also put respect your race. So yes, you're respecting your opponent, but respect your race. What is your worth ethic? What is your principle as it regards to competing? And you bring that to the race. Yeah, bring that to the race, and don't think that, oh, my opponent's slow, so that me them, yeah, me give them a skip, me do this, me do that. Them not good enough to beat me. You can be confident in yourself, but at the same time you approach your races with respect. And the other thing, do not underestimate anybody. Don't underestimate anybody. Do not underestimate anybody. And you underestimate when you make assumptions. So don't make no assumptions. Don't underestimate anybody, and respect your race. Respect your worth ethic. Respect your values and principles. And don't change up your values and principles towards your race based on who you run in. You say, oh, that person's there. Yeah, man. So that's my story today. Just wanted to share that with you. I hope that some way it will be applicable, or if a situation occurs in your life, that you remember the story and say, you know, so I'm not gonna underestimate anybody though. You know, so I'm gonna respect my race though. Yeah, you know, so I'm gonna bring the same kind of work ethic to my race though. Yeah. So yeah. So that is the story for today. Now I'm going to be, oh, I wonder if my foot's so, oh yes, it's ready now. Oh, nice. So my feet are being soaked, and I'm going to be going through the comments to see if there's any comments that I can respond to today. All right. Somebody says, because you know I share daily what I eat in the day. So somebody says, love the discipline. Thank you. Then you have some persons that make it their point of duty. What I'm sharing is what I'm doing. I'm not telling you to do what I'm doing. I'm showing you another perspective, another way. This is what I am doing. If it resonates with you, you can try it if you want. But if what you are doing is working for you, and it's if it's working for you, you continue doing what you're doing. Yeah. So you have people who make it their point of duty to come on because they are not eating the way that you are eating, and maybe they feel like they need to say something. So you have some persons who would come on and say, don't follow her, don't follow her. That's funny. That's funny. So yeah, let me look for some more. All right, I got this question. I'm definitely going to have to do a video on this because I've gotten this question, well, more than once. What supplements do you take? I do not take any currently, so that's the answer to that. How did you keep how do you keep your iron? um, so basically a misconception is that there's no iron in fruits and vegetables, which is not true. So that's where I get my iron from the fruits and vegetables that I eat. Fruit, vegetables, the leafy greens, um, that I eat, that's where the nutrients come from. Yeah. so so things like callaloo and other greens have iron as well. Okay, let me go through. I get in a call. 1 second. Hey, morning. What there? All right, let me think about it and call you back. Yeah, man, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Later. Yes. Yeah, well, but easy. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh, I was answering questions. I was answering questions. All right. What can, okay. I've seen what supplements do you take a number of times. I'm seeing that. Um, all right. I think I've already answered most of these questions. So those are the questions that I got for yesterday and the day before. I'm going to definitely commit to not letting 2 days pass before going live. So if I do that, it would mean that hi, hey auntie. If I do that, it would mean that I would go live at least 4 times for the week. So I am committing to going live in the mornings, anywhere between, because sometimes I wake up earlier than some. So I would say anywhere between 6:30 a.m. Jamaican time, which would be 7:30 a.m. EST, to about so anywhere between 6:30 and 8 a.m. 8:30 a.m. Let me see what time it is now. What time is it now? Can't see. Yeah, anywhere between 6:30 and 8:30. That's when I would go live on YouTube in the mornings. Normally I go live on TikTok first, and do some walking with my sister, and then I will come over to YouTube. But when I'm not going live on TikTok, I will just go live on YouTube. So I'm committing to that. Going live every day, that's what I want to do. But in the event that I am not able to go live, like over the weekend I went to St. Elizabeth and St. Anne, wasn't able to go live in the mornings because that's when I had to leave out. So on days like those, all what I would commit is that I would not let 2 days pass before going live. So yeah, I hope, again, thanks again for coming on, and for those who will catch this when I upload the live to YouTube. You can leave your comments then. If you can also, if you watch this, if you're watching it now, you can also leave a comment once I upload the video, because everything that you comment now will not be shown when the video is uploaded. So you can comment again. But yes, I hope you learned something from today's story. Never underestimate anyone. Respect your race. And what was the other thing? Who remember the other lesson? Let me. Who remember the other lesson? All right, let's do this again. Yeah, respect your race and respect your opponents, and never underestimate anyone. So you're going to approach all races that you have in life with with your work ethic, you know, not dependent on who is in the race. You respect your race and you respect your opponent and bring your work ethic to the race. So thank you so much for coming on to Morning Meds. And we do morning meds every morning, and I share a story with a life lesson or some insight, and I also go through comments to reply to any questions or concerns that may come on my videos when I post them. So yes, I will see you. I'm wishing you a purposeful, productive, and profitable day. Yeah, I am speaking positivity in your life and wishing you some sending you some good vibes. Yeah, so until tomorrow when we go live again, remember to look out for the videos that I will post and comment and share. If it resonates, let me know. Yeah, because I put time into creating and editing these videos, so if it resonates, please do let me know. Thank you so much, and until tomorrow, blessed love. Bye.